World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Jana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
She was told that she couldn't play with the boys. She was told that they were too big, too rough, too strong. She was told to give up her dreams and move on. She was told to just be pretty, be quiet, be a lady. She was told that women had to stay on their side of the court, stay in your lane. Playing and competing with men was insane. She was told that men and women would never be equal. Dreaming like that would only be linked to your mind, to your soul. She never listened. She knew that their thinking was old. She is magic. She is the definition of spirit. She is what champions are made of. She is magic.
Greetings and welcome to Access Wealth Nation with Dr. Jana B. Woodhouse on the Soul City Broadcasting Network and also broadcast through WHCR 90.3 FM from City College. And so just to let you know is that this is the time of the year that we need to get our world together and, of course, get our plans together and think about what 2022. I can't wait till I have Mr. Lloyd Strayhorn back on, talk about this 2022 era that's coming up. Got to be better than what 2021. This has been an interesting year. But in that, we have a lot going on to close out the year and a lot of information to share with you. As a matter of fact, on Tuesday, we're going to do a crossover interview with Tyrone Glover on Leverage Your Credit show on Tuesday at 6 p.m. And next week on Thursday, you don't want to miss this. Now, I got an exciting show for you today, but you don't want to miss next week because you'll have sent me so many emails talking about you want more information on cryptocurrency. Well, I got the godfather of cryptocurrency, okay, coming on to talk to you. So you better check it out and be there to make sure that you get all your questions answered. And I got a few questions for him also. I'm really excited about that. And so that's my little surprise. If you don't know who the godfather is, you got to show up so you can get a chance to meet him. Also, as you know, we always believe in the fact that if you have a plan, then you know you're not planning to fail. But if you have no plan, you are planning to fail. So we provide for you through Anaja Enterprises a free financial analysis, a way to look up where you are and then find out where you'd like to be. And some of you have really come on board, and I guess it's because the new year, and have taken advantage of it. And I'm looking forward to working with you along with my associates that I have had the wonderful ability to work and train with a mentor. And so if you're really interested in receiving a financial analysis, a free one, no obligation, you can call the office at 646-375-2121, and we'll be glad to assist you. Also, those of you who may be looking for a new career and would like to take a look at the financial service industry, it's interesting that that has been not a topic at our dinner table or a career that we have been told to look at. So I just say to you is that this is a great opportunity. If you'd like to see, I'm looking to mentor really for 2022. I'm looking to mentor approximately 20 individuals. That's going to be personally mentored by me. And so if you're interested or would like the opportunity to be interviewed for that, then you also give a call to 718, no, the 718, 646 375 2121. 646-375-2121. Or you can send me an email at anagenterprisesinc@gmail.com. There's a lot to deal with right now, and we're looking for folks to meet our crusade for financial literacy, especially in the urban community. And last but not least, I have the book that's coming out before the next book, which is being written by me. And this book is How Money Works and the definition of stop being a sucker. And I've had some people in my office recently, and they tickled, and now they've read the book and they understand that it gives the basics. So if you're interested in getting the How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker book, then you can send an email to anagenterprisesinc@gmail and let us know that you heard about it on Access Wealth Nation and you'd like to have a free copy. Now you can go to Amazon and buy it. But if you're doing that, then that says you really need a financial education, because someone's willing to give you something non-obligatory. Don't have to just ask for it, and you'd rather pay $16.95 for it. But if you do, you can also do it there. But I would say contact us, and if we can help you in any way, shape, or form, this is about bringing financial freedom to our wonderful community, making a difference, making and changing lives. And so that's my crusade. And I'm looking forward to all the wonderful things that Soul City has planned for the new season coming in the new year. And there's a lot of levels to what we want to do for our future. You know, our future encompasses many things. And almost forgot, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to place them in the chat, and the producers will make sure that I get them and be able to answer, and also for my guest. Many of you know about Soul City and Soul City's broadcasting network, and we know about the CEO and president of Soul City is Mr. Matt McCoy, who's near and dear to my heart. And we've been a team for a long time, making things happen. And so that's the beauty. But many of you might not know about the power behind the power, and the thoughts and the productions that go on. So at this point, I'd like to bring in, because we've got a lot to talk about, I'd like to bring on my guest, who happens to be the Vice President of Marketing and Strategic Partnerships for Soul City. And even more so, I just think she helps to keep Mr. McCoy glued together and focused. And that's Miss Jasmine Phifer. Welcome to
Jana.
Access Wealth Nation.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. It's definitely a pleasure being here.
Well, Jasmine, we've been through a lot together. We've gotten an opportunity. You know, I watch you work and work hard. and you know, it's like what they have, that old saying, you know, from what is in Living Color, they say, got job. I had to ask, what was your position for real? Because it's like the everything I do.
Yes. It is so true. So true.
But that being said, I know today we're going to, because you happen to be, which is very impressive to me, you happen to be a millennial. Is that true?
Yes, it is, and I hold on to it near and dear. Still in my 20s, feels good.
You're still holding on to 20.
Still holding on strong.
Yeah, I remember I did 20. I did 32, 40.
It only gets better upwards. It only gets
It
better
does. It
upwards.
really does. It's a
Yes,
wonderful life. And to me, age is only a number. People ask me
exactly.
all the time, they say, well, you don't look your age. And I say, well, it's only a number. I'm here. I just had a wonderful conversation this week with my mother's first cousin, which would be my second cousin, Fleming Johnson. And
Mm,
I was just amazed. He's 98 years old. He's
wow.
in Detroit, and he still drives his car.
Wow.
And he said,
See?
I not only drive my car in the daytime, I drive it in the nighttime. I drive it on the highway, and they keep trying to tell me they want to take my license away. I don't need no help.
That's right. That's
And
right.
he says, I got all my faculties and I know how to walk without a cane. I don't have a cane. I said, thank you, Lord. The genes are working.
Good thing. But that's how it should be, right? You shouldn't feel that because you're over a certain age that you have to be broken down and tired all the time and losing it. That's just ridiculous. We should all live to well beyond our hundreds, happy in happy and healthy conditions. It makes it difficult, with things going on, politics and whatnot, stresses of life. But it's something that I think we all should put forward as a priority in our lives. Health, your mental health, your physical health is extremely important.
Yeah, that mental health is important.
Yeah,
You
God bless those genes.
know? So long as you can hold on. But we're going to have a little chit chat today, I understand, because
Again,
there's there's a lot of things that are going on. My goal is to be able to impart some of the genius that I have. I'm going to be real cocky about that. The genius I have, so that it can go on, because I don't want to be working for the rest of my life, even though I don't really work, because I love
hmm
what I do. So I don't. It's not a job. If people ask me, they say, "When you going to retire?" I said, "You retire when you're tired." I'm not tired.
you're on a mission.
I'm on a mission. I got things to do. I have legacies to build. Hint, hint. I have a legacy to build.
Yeah,
And
young people like me to teach.
there you go. There you go. And so, what I wanted to talk about, because I've been looking for some young people to come on board to work with me. As you know, I've asked you to see if there are people who want to be mentored. And this
Mhm.
generation is, okay, I'm going to sound old, but it's the way I feel. Is this generation is definitely different than any of the other generations I've ever dealt with. They want, in my opinion, and then you can correct me, but in my opinion, they want their own business.
Mhm.
They know it all. Okay. Um, they we too old to understand, but we still can put out the dollars while they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. And legacy or future or going forward is not really the focus. I've talked to young folks who almost told me that they didn't even expect to live that long.
Oh
So
wow.
what's going on? I know we have a lot of issues in our community. We have
Yes.
multiple issues in our community, and one of them is longevity, because you can walk out your door and not come back home. But
Yes.
that's in any community, because look what just happened with I forgot where they were, the guy just shot off the fired arms at the school. You never know, and I think
Okay.
because of media
Mhm.
and social media, we're privy to a lot more to feel that our longevity is not happening. So tell me, what's going on with your generation?
There's a lot. So we live in the era of technology, right? And you mentioned a lot of points where we feel like we know it all. A lot of us don't know it all. but we know more than what we think we should know, right? And that's kind of a weird thing to say, so I'll break it down. Um, so we're in the era of technology and the internet, where I can go on YouTube and learn how to do anything I want to do in about less than 20 minutes. And I can feel like I'm a master at it within an hour, right? So with that being said, when you grow up with that kind of that mentality, you feel like you can do anything. And that's always not the case, whether it be in finance, whether it be in construction. It takes time to learn. You have to put in hours to understand what you're doing and properly process what you're doing to become a master. You have to understand all the angles of it and be able to create it for yourself so that you can teach and educate other people on how to do that. So I think we live in that era. And I mean, everyone wants to own a business. To be honest, it's easy to own a business. You can just go online and create a business today within 20 minutes and actually be a legal functioning business within an hour. So I think the availability.
You see my face?
I mean, you know, it's true in a sense, right? So it's the availability of resources that allows this thought process for my generation to have, and it allows us to become successful, but it allows a lot of space for failure. And a lot of us don't understand that failure. We don't cope with that failure. And then when you have social media portraying the images of success, everybody's wealthy, everyone's beautiful, everyone's perfect, and you live in this society, then, you know, a lot of us, we crumble under the pressure and we fall victim to creating this kind of facade. So I think there's so many levels, whether it's emotional, spiritual, or they're here physically. It's a lot of pressure kind of coming down on my generation. And because there's so much information, we're all just searching for value.
Well, the thing is that you mentioned the internet. And again, we had one of our dear friends, Norman Clark, said hi to you and me, I guess. But the internet is full of information, but there's good information.
Yes.
And there's bad information, and then there's mediocre information. And if you rely everything upon the internet, you can get very much confused. Like I heard you when you said, you know, you can open up a business, and okay, yes, you can open up a business, can you run a business?
Exactly.
Are you know, because being in business, people have a tendency to think that I go get an LLC, which is usually the wrong thing that they need to do, but they go get the LLC. They one member, they got a sole proprietorship. They find out that they have to pay self-employment taxes and all the stuff that goes with it. They then they find out also that they are not only the owner of the business, which sounds so romantic, but they also happen to be the person who's the accountant. They're the person who does the marketing. They're the person who's going to open up the place, close the place, go buy the product, make the product. That's not being in business. As Robert Kiyosaki said, that's about insanity. You know, you doing it all. And the whole idea is to create a team. But when I say to folks that they have to create a team, and especially our young folks, I said, you can do it. You know, they used to say that youth is wasted on the young because all the wisdom, but to me, it's not wasted if you partnership with people who have done this before and get mentored by them. I was mentored. I was mentored by my high school teacher who was an accountant and had a tax office. And I did what I'm looking for our young people to do today is to take that legacy and go forth. What did I do? 2 years later, I bought the business from him. And then I hired him back because I looked too doggone young. Nobody wanted to do, people were running. They were like, she's such a kid. You know, even though I was 19, I was an adult considered in as far as numbers were concerned, but like a kid. So I understand our young people look young. Some of them are making a considerable amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then the question comes is, how do you preserve that? There are a lot of get rich quick schemes out here.
Mm.
That's what I perceive them to be. And I'm very open. That's why, those of you who are out there and have certain programs, I have been very open. I've had Forex people on here.
Mm-hmm.
I've had other people talk about cryptocurrency. That's why I'm so excited about next week, because I want to close that door and have
Mm-hmm.
people understand what it really is. But for you, and I understand as millennials, what is it that you use, and do you see the future? Do you see the legacy? Because you have to mentor the next generation.
That is true. That is true. You said something about mentorship, and I think mentorship is extremely important. That's why I am where I am today, is because of mentorship. And funny enough, they say things always fall divinely in order, and it would just, happen to be, well, I guess it was divine order that I met your brother Matt, and I ended up meeting yourself, and everything lined up the way it needed to line up. And it was just absolutely perfect for me. So again, it's a pleasure meeting you, but pleasure knowing you too. But mentorship is really important. We need to know, and it's, you don't know what you don't know, and you'll need somebody to teach you what you don't know, right? So having a mentor, someone who's made those mistakes already, who knows what the rules are and how to play by the rules, you need that. Why reinvent the wheel? Like Matt likes to say, why reinvent the wheel, right? When someone already understands and knows the process, take that knowledge, soak up that knowledge, and apply that knowledge to where you are in your life, or where you want to go into your life. And then in life, things change, rules change, circumstances change, technology changes. So now that you already soaked up that knowledge of the past, now you soak up the knowledge of the present of what you're living, and you pass that on to the
Mhm.
generation behind you. And that's the kind of mentorship. And it wasn't easy finding a good mentor, especially being a woman, especially a woman of color. It is not hard, not easy finding a mentor.
Well, what's
I
the
was blessed enough to
difficult
find
part
one.
in finding a mentor? What's as a woman, especially a young Black woman, what
Hmm.
is the difficulty in finding a membership, a mentor?
Just being a woman, you're playing in the boys club. You're playing with the boys. So when you're a young woman, you're in the men's club, and you're playing with the men. And a lot of times it's a little difficult to find the women that you want to work with, the women that are in certain fields. Sometimes they're busy. They're busy defending their territory, against the boys club. And sometimes it can be difficult, but there are a lot of programs that are available now due to technology that you have access to, where you can join these mentorships. You can join these groups of women who are in these industries and can give you and lend a hand and support and knowledge when necessary, wherever you need it. So the hardest part was finding an industry that I wanted to be in, where I felt that I can make a change. And after you found that industry, was finding that mentor, that person who was understanding to know and understand that you don't know what you don't know, but you're willing to learn it. Who was willing to trust you with their business and their ideas, put you in uncomfortable situations so that you can learn more about yourself and learn more about that business. And it takes a special kind of person to be able to do that. So I feel that I struck gold. I struck gold, diamonds, whatever you want to call it. I'm extremely blessed. I'll say that.
So,
So that's the hardest part of mentorship. Yeah.
do you see? I know when I was coming up, and I know that was umpteen years ago.
Hmm.
When I was coming up, what you shaking your head yes for?
I said no. I said no.
But when I was coming up, okay, first of all, I didn't have any mentors in that area of
Hmm.
finance. I just found folks who were successful and tapped onto them uh, and took opportunities. But in today's world, as you say, many people are very busy and running around. What does a young person today, have to do to, first of all, what you said, which was key, find out what they want to do. I'm getting, okay, the get rich quick, I'm going to write an app, or I'm going to make a beat,
Mhm.
and the beat's going to bring me $1 million. And I got clients of mine who have children that are no longer children. They're in their 20s and 30s,
Mhm.
40s, and and they're still looking for that get rich quick, when if
Yeah.
they just put a little bit step by step, they would be able to accomplish the millions. But
Yeah.
what do they do? It's like, for me, talking to a young person about finance, I know that's what I need to be talking to them about, because
Mhm.
young folks got more time on their side. So it is the ability, huh?
Do we have more time?
You have
Do
more time. Look, if you even got 20 more years, 20 more years for me. Okay, I'm on the beach with a nice tequila sunrise, having a good time. 20 more years being going backwards, that would
Mhm.
have been, I gotta hustle. I gotta make this happen. I gotta put
Mhm.
away money. But I have trouble with the whole concept of teaching people how to save. And that's why the book, How Money Works, has been a tool for me. But
Mhm.
what is it that gets people? Because I know you're a little unique compared to some of your counterparts out there.
Yeah.
So, what is it that you can give or impart upon, or tell me, what is it, the secret to get them to understand that you need to plan for not just today, but tomorrow? And many times we've had discussions, and I said, there's some sacrifice. You don't want to sacrifice not being able to party and hang out.
Mhm.
But from this world, I've only seen that the same thing that I went through. They say it's the difference in the generations, but it's really not a difference, because I wanted to, my friends were out hanging out all the time, but
Mm.
I had the focus of, yeah, you go and hang out. I'll catch you later, because
Mhm.
I got I got to do this. I got to hit while this iron is hot.
Right.
Everything as a young person, I did everything from working on campaigns, becoming a legislative assistant. I did books for companies. I did, whatever. I got
You've
jobs,
done it all.
got jobs. But
You've
what
done
do
it
you
all.
see? Because I don't see that with this generation. And so, am I missing something?
I think a lot of us are low key. I think that's why the ones who are busy, we're busy. We're not on social media. We're usually driving or hopping on a train, running somewhere. So a lot of us are occupied. And I think that's why you don't see as much as much success amongst a lot of millennials. We're focused, and I think that's what my generation, and especially the generation behind me, they lack. They lack the ability to sit still, put your mind to something, accomplish it, focus on it, and not be drawn in by multiple distractions. And I
Mm.
think that's a problem. And I think that's what separates the greats and the successful ones from the non-successful individuals, is that focus, determination, belief in yourself, all these things that build your character and build good habits within yourself. I think these are the things that separate the successful from the non-successful. So my generation, I mean, as far as the get rich quick schemes, those been around forever, I feel. I remember even when I was younger, I remember my grandparents, my granddad, or a uncle or a cousin coming and saying, "Hey, I got this thing. We gonna triple our money. We gonna double our money." Probably not. It's probably gonna eat your money. However, it's a lot of that goes on. Those are timeless. Pyramid schemes are timeless. You, like I said, you have to go down that road, or learn from other people's mistakes to understand when to identify those opportunities. And a lot of times people see them as money grabs, quick money grabs, like for example, the NFTs that are going out right now,
Can you
non-fungible
explain
tokens.
that to me?
You know, I'm still rapping mine. I will not lie to you. I am honestly still rap. I don't have it 100%.
Okay,
I'm
so you as our
about
marketing
80%.
head of marketing, I need you to go find me somebody who's a specialty on those NFT.
I done got about 2 books on them already. I'm almost about done with them.
Okay.
I've been very diligent on it. But like these are those projects, things like this are quick money grabs, right? There are ways for people, at least people, to say that they're making a lot of money really quickly and pull people into these projects and whatnot. So those are get money quick schemes are timeless. I think what my generation really needs to do now that we're in our mid-20s to mid-30s, we need to kind of focus on we did reflect on what you've done, what you're doing, and what you can or possibly be doing. Are you accomplishing your goals? Are you focused on this? What is it that where do you want to be in life? I think that's like the ultimate question. Where do you want to be in life? Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be able to afford whatever they want to afford. But what is it that you want to do doing that? Because it doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come by sitting in the bed on social media. It doesn't come by posting 1,000 pictures. You got to earn it, like
That's the
anything else.
question I have. So many people are talking about, and I don't understand it. They're influencers. They want to become influencers. And my thing is that once you become an influencer, you're looking to see if someone gives you some money for being an influencer. We had I forgot her name, the young lady I had on that was 7 years old and technically is an influencer. I'm like, okay, 7 years old, influence. Hasn't turned that into big money, but she's an influencer.
Exactly.
There's a question for you, Jasmine. Do you think youth today believe making money is easy and don't have to work hard for it?
I might get some backlash for this.
Go for it. That's what makes it.
Mix it up, might as well, right? Making money in today's society isn't as hard as it probably used to be, right? So there are programs, there are companies who would pay you for online engagement, for doing whatever you can do online, whether it's taking surveys. They don't pay a lot, but they pay. But you can take surveys, you can be a clothing tester, a product tester. There's a lot of ways that you can make money without giving physical labor, right? So making money is easier than it has been, but it doesn't mean that you're going to become a millionaire in a month or in 1 year doing this, because at the end of the day, at some point, you're still exerting some kind of physical labor to do all these internet jobs, or these quick jobs or side hustles, as people want to call them, or whatever the case is. You're still exerting time and energy. So you have to look at your time and say, is my time valued at what I'm making doing this? Or should I be applying my time to something else? Is being a product tester actually worth your time? Is being an influencer actually worth your time? Because influencers are really just ad agencies, independent ad agencies, really just individual ad agencies, if you want to say.
Like
paying them for the product.
Right? It's free advertising.
No, they're getting paid. They're getting paid from from companies or corporations, whether it be the Nikes, the Adidas of the world, the Pepsis, whatever corporation. They're getting paid to market the product for them. So it's nothing new. It's the same process. Just like I said, as technology goes on, you adapt to technology. You change the rules or bend the rules from what were to accommodate you for what you're doing today.
So that's the old ways of getting a job and working 30 years and retiring is not even in your mindset, is it?
For some people, it's not. For me, no. I'll be honest, it never was. Because I don't have a dream job. I don't dream of labor. I've never dreamt of labor. Like, and I think that probably sounds kind of bad, but I don't. I've always dreamed of creating opportunities, and that's kind of what I live on. I want to create opportunities for other people, to create additional opportunities to help other people out, and that's where I've been. So I've had a job before, it just wasn't a fit for me. I didn't do well. I didn't like it. So I moved on, and I figured out a way to navigate through my life. And as I said, divine order would have it that I just placed everybody where they needed to be and put me where I needed to be.
Understood.
Yeah.
So, in your mindset as a young businesswoman,
Yes.
where do you see yourself creating more jobs or for other people? Are you you're right now in a pinnacle position of one of the top networks in this country.
Yeah.
Uh, so, and I mean, at under 30, they need to know you out there. The 30 under 30,
I
you should
should be on the Forbes list now, baby. You know?
you know. But that being said, is that are you at this point? Because I know when I was coming up and I had just started my tax office and then I went to Wall Street, I was always looking for opportunities to pull other people with me, And are you doing that also? Are you now looking for people that you can help to mentor? Or are you just in that box right now? I got to do what I have to do. And once I get there, then I'll come pull you up.
I've always been the kind of person, I like to connect people to opportunities. So with different chapters of my life, my short life so far, but different chapters or different positions that you're in life, you may know somebody who may be a sound engineer. When I was sound engineering in college, I knew other individuals who were sound engineers. So where I'm at now in my life, I've created opportunities for other sound engineers to come in and work on projects with me or work on projects with the company. So I've always invited people to come and work and partner with me in ways that opportunities they would probably normally not have. However, a lot of millennials, they want to get paid immediately or they want a consistent check. And that's not always easy to do when you're creating an opportunity. Because if the opportunity does well, in most cases, you can make more money within that period than you would have made if you were getting a check. So it's about, some people get it, some people don't, and everyone's not going to get it. And what you can do is extend your hand and your good heart and open up to everyone and give them opportunity. And it's, at the end of the day, it's everyone's that person's right to say yes or no, and you just move on to the next person. That's all.
See where when I was coming up, again, going back, is that degrees was it. I'm looking at now, most of the folks who have become quite successful and young are dropouts. Some of them drop out from high school, some have dropped out from college. So is there a value anymore outside of being a doctor? And you don't even have to be a lawyer, because a lawyer, you just put in hours and you can mentor and do that. So short of a doctor, do people need to go to school anymore?
That's been a controversial topic, right? So there was an article I was reading, and I'm very loosely quoting this, but the article stated was that people who are in college now, by the time they graduate college, what they've learned, they won't be able to apply it to today's society because technology is changing, the world is changing, everything is changing at a fast pace. So it's going to be obsolete, the things that they've learned. And I think that's kind of like a red flag a little bit. I do feel college is important. College is important because it builds character, it builds knowledge, and it creates opportunity. You can never have enough knowledge. That's what I would say. I always believe that we should soak up knowledge every day as much as we can. We should soak up knowledge just like we soak up air. However, all knowledge isn't necessary.
Because I'm thinking about, can't you go to the College of Internet?
You can, but you can't. Right? Just like when we go back to the mentorship, you have people who are in this field and they have done this for years, and that physical conversation means something, right? Or them talking to you directly and saying yes, no, maybe so. I feel like that still means something. College is still important. Everyone is not going to learn well on the internet. Everyone doesn't learn well taking YouTube classes or learning over the internet. Some people just need that good old fashioned hands-on experience, that face-to-face experience, that energy to soak up. And some people don't. Some people can watch you do something and figure it out how to do it and become a master at it immediately. And you're like,
in many ways, just create something yourself. You know, that's what I'm seeing is that we're at the age of, if I want to know something, I can go look it up. But also, if I can find a mentor, and it sort of brings me back to way back in the 1800s, early 1900s, when if you wanted to be a lawyer, you had, no, I wasn't there.
I know.
You had that look like, wow, she was really there.
No, I know you were there, yeah.
1800s, 1900s, just like you talked, looking at, this is Christmas time. And so during Christmas, they come up with the Christmas Carol, you know, Scrooge and all of that. But when you think about Bob Cratchit with Scrooge, he was an intern, apprentice. You know, there was a time, if you wanted to be a lawyer, you didn't go to law school, you worked for a lawyer, and then you learned through it. I think, in a sense, I've seen the colleges now move towards more intern mentorship programs. And so that's why, jokingly but serious, is that maybe you go to the University of the Internet, because you can learn. It's interesting as an accountant. When I had to go to grad school, but now you could honestly learn how to do QuickBooks.
Yeah, you can.
Together, it's not in-depth accounting, but it is accounting, and then learn from working for somebody or with someone. I find it sometimes difficult when I have interns to give them something to do, because a lot of it has to do with hands-on, and we're in the midst of COVID. And so that's my next question to you is, how do you see that this whole COVID infection has affected you and other millennials in their growth of their careers? Because a lot of your years have been just knocked out. They were spent.
I know, right? The nerve of society, the nerve of COVID, the nerve of COVID. But you said something earlier, and I do want to say this. We do live in a time period of where we are, where no question should go unanswered. You have access to so many resources. The internet is like the ultimate resource. You can find pretty much anything you need to find on the internet. So if you have a question, it should never go unanswered if you have access to the internet. COVID, oh man, COVID was an unfortunate time for many people, and it was a beautiful time for others. I think anytime a situation like the lockdown happens, there's new industries that get built. There are new businesses that are created. There's hundreds of opportunities that are created, right? And what COVID did was slow down, I think, society enough for folks to kind of catch up. So people who worked a lot, people who were always busy, it gave you time to sit down and be still and get to catch up to what's going on, whether it be you catching up to technology, catching up to your finances, you were catching up to your kids. Some people realize they don't even like their spouses because they're never around them, right?
Yes, divorce rate went up, and that was the thing that was fascinating to me during COVID, that people, for the most part, found out that a lot of them didn't even like their kids. That they were
crazy.
I'm home. They're here all the time. It's like that commercial. I know many of y'all have seen that commercial. It's like they say it's going to be a snow day, and the mother picks up a bottle of wine, and it's going to be for 7 feet. She's like, and it's amazing that
it's true. Yeah.
It's one of the things that I think that and people make a lot of money doing is helping people know who they are. Because
Mm-hmm.
they don't know who they are, and as
Mm-hmm.
young people, y'all spend a lot of time clicking on that phone, on the internet.
Some of us are making money on the internet now. Some of us are making money. That we're clicking on that phone, making money.
Okay, so what kind of money y'all making on the internet? Help
I
me
don't
out.
know what they making. I know what I'm doing. I can't speak for them. I can't speak for everybody else. But like I said, there's a lot of there are a lot of apps that allow you to advertise on or play on. It's a lot of things that are going on as far as technology goes.
Mm.
I believe Samsung's actually releasing a new project now that allows you to optimize your advertising based off of a mobile device, which I think is really cool, and a lot of business. It's going to come in handy for a lot of businesses moving forward. But a lot of millennials are just on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, but some of us are listening to podcasts. We're watching videos. We're reading books. We're doing things to better our knowledge base and increase our opportunities of achieving our goals and being where we want to be in life. And I think kudos to the other millennials out there making us look good. Yes, yes. Um, and we're trying to be better. I think that's what it is. We're trying to be better and make the world a better place. And create a path for our children or our younger cousins and our nieces and nephews to have something to look forward to outside of the negativity that the world has to offer.
Well, that being said, also, it's interesting. Our society has really changed so much. Like you said, that people are trying to find themselves. They're trying to, I've seen many of people who were Wall Street brokers who decided that they were going to close down shop and sell some coconuts on the beach, But one of the things that was said in a Forbes article about 2-3 years ago was
Mhm.
that the difference between the baby boomers, Gen X, to the millennials is the fact that millennials are not necessarily looking for the job or the business that's going to generate them the most money. It's
Mhm.
the mark that they're going to leave on this earth, and what does it do for the earth and to the
Yes.
world, and making a
Yes.
statement. And part of me, the cynical side, says, yeah, y'all could do that because y'all gonna live off of the baby boomers and Gen X money. Y'all waiting for us to die. So what's your take on that, Miss Pfeiffer?
Well, if we don't, who is? There'll be nothing. There'll be nothing for us to do. I mean, based off of everyone before us, I don't think there was so much of a focus on the environment, right? So it's very capitalistic. Let's make money. Let's get this house, buy property, build as much wealth as we can, pass it down. It's legacy, which it's a beautiful thing. However, when you start impacting the earth and now things are becoming an issue, you got things exploding, volcanoes erupting, icebergs melting. I was like, well, hold on now. We need to slow down on this money stuff and let's kind of redirect our energy. So let's take some of those resources. Let's donate to the not-for-profits. Like MasterCard, one of the other companies, every dollar you spend goes towards a public cause or some kind of environmental cause. These are the things that we're looking for. Okay, so you want to make money, fine, you can make money. But what else are you doing with that money? How are you helping the environment that we're living in? Because your company is going to be here after I'm gone, probably after my kids are gone and their kids are gone. Your company is probably still going to be thriving, successful, and making millions or billions or trillions of dollars, whatever the case is, or Bitcoins. We don't know, Jana. We don't know. I know. We don't know.
Well, the thing
But
is, I understand what you're saying, and the thing is that
mhm,
yes, we're building this legacy, but the
yeah,
thing is that do the millennials, because I have to say, many of the baby boomers and Gen X don't know how money works,
that is
and
very true. Hmm.
so many think, it's like I had a client recently in my office who was saying, well, I got 1% on my savings account. And I looked on her paperwork and it was 0.025.
Ooh,
And I said, that's
0.25.
not true. But in her head, it was 1%, and she was okay with it. And I said,
It's okay.
huh?
She was okay with that little bitty.
She was okay.
1%.
And I explained
Wow.
inflation and that
Mm-hmm.
inflation is going up now. That's something that should be a concern for, especially you guys, is because look what has just happened with something as simple as a loaf of bread. You started out with a loaf of bread was 99 cents. Now it's $1. Now it's $2, and
Mm-hmm.
your income ability to earn and your ability to earn income is becoming less and less. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't know better, you can't do better.
That
If
is true.
and that's one of the reasons why that book, How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker, the sucker part people get an attitude with. And I said, get over it. The sucker part is true. When you go into the bank, you look to the left. Now you can go back in the bank. So you look to the left, you look to the right,
Mm-hmm.
and they got candy up there. And
Sucker
what are
pop.
those candies? They're suckers. And what
Mm-hmm.
kind of suckers? Most of the banks have something called dum dums. That's the
Yeah.
candy. So they
Yeah.
tell you subliminally what you think, because that same company produces a candy called Smartie. Why don't they have Smarties up there? Because they think you dum dum.
And
And
that is true.
I get, and this is what we're going to talk about on Tyrone Glover's show on
Yeah.
Tuesday. So I need to tune in. The power of doubling your money. People
Mm-hmm.
who are happy with $1, of 1%, and your money, your buying power is at 3-4%.
Mm-hmm.
Think about something as simple, because a lot of things we don't pay for anymore. Like I bought the forever stamps about maybe 10 years ago. That's
Mm-hmm.
when forever stamps were a good 30 cents. Well, now they're 55 cents. So I made money on it because I'm able to, but now I don't even have any place to mail anything because, there's everything is done electronically. So I rarely use my stamps.
I haven't sent out a letter, and I can count how many letters I sent out over the last decade. Probably on one hand. On
Yeah,
one
because
hand.
I
Yeah.
got two
It's
holiday cards here, and one of my office partners here said, "You got cards?"
cards.
And it is.
Yeah.
It's a different world, but it's the way we think and see. There's other places, but do you realize that someone your age, which I do know you realize it, because you have a wonderful financial advisor. Uh,
Toot your horn, toot your horn.
toot, toot. Uh, but the thing is that most people don't understand when they're young. By putting
Mm-hmm.
away as little as $100 a month, you can wind up by the time you retire with $1 million. Now, again, will $1 million be the same million
It
with
will
the
not
way
be.
we're going with inflation? Probably not.
No.
But if somebody gave you $100,000 right now, would that be something you could do something with? Everybody out there do this. Yes. If
Yeah. If
you
you
know,
know.
that's it. Or you know somebody who does know and can help, that's not giving you a scheme or a scam. And
Yeah,
that's
not the guy in the corner, obviously.
yeah, Bubba on the corner. you know,
Nope. Nope.
hey, I got this for you. So that's what I'm seeing is that there's a lack of knowledge. Right now, there's only 21 states that teach financial literacy, and everybody's talking about financial literacy. But what they're talking about is sell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Why I have held on to the designation as a financial educator, because I want to educate. But
Mm-hmm.
also to that is to get folks like yourself to put money away, build a legacy, and to have some comfort in years going forward. By putting away $100 a month,
Mm-hmm.
we
I
spend
think,
that in food, going out to eat.
well, we like to eat. Some of us like to eat. Hey, you gotta choose. You gotta choose your weakness.
Cook
I
your
think
food at home.
I think you said something that was key. It's about it's the foundation, right? It's about where you get your education from. I was lucky enough to be in a family, a tight-knit family, where we spoke about finances all the time. Whether it was an argument or was some advice or whatever it was a conversation that was had at the table. And no one was afraid to talk about money. You might be afraid to let you borrow some money, but we weren't afraid to talk about it. And I think that's where, well, actually, I don't think, I know that's where the financial education has to start, at the and within the homes, right? The parents have to buckle down. You have to buckle down, and you have to teach your children the basics, the foundation of money and how finances work. You shouldn't be scared to have this conversation, whether you have money or you don't have money.
No, suppose they don't know.
Then they need to get your book, Jana. They need to get your book. Okay, they need to learn how money works. In this era of time, like I said, there's no question that should ever go unanswered. We live in a society where you can literally pick up your phone and you can say, hey, what is blah, blah, blah. And you'll get an answer within 5 seconds. You've never had that in the past. So we have to utilize these incredible resources, okay, to our advantage. There's never, I don't know. If you're not teaching your kids about financial literacy, it's because you don't want to. And if you don't teach them, somebody else will. You will. Yeah, I will. So City will.
We're coming closer to the end of the show. This has been wonderful. I've been trying to get a chance to have you on my show. I think it's phenomenal in your group of young people out here that you have gone to the level of an executive at that young age. And I really want to give you kudos for that. So what can you impart as advice to those your peers to say, what can they do to keep things legal? What can they do to move forward and become successful?
I think I said it earlier, focus. You have to focus. You really have to, like, I miss a lot of nights hanging out with friends. I miss those experiences, but I know that I'll make more experiences later when I'm comfortable. All right, when I'm relaxed and financially set and everybody else is still working jobs or position that they don't want, I know I'll be okay. So you have to focus and you have to pick your battles. You have to choose the nights when you're going to hang out, when you're not going to hang out. Work on your business instead of going out and spending $100 or $40 at the bar to buy alcohol and food, right? Take that same $40, put it in a savings account, or figure out how you can put that in some other account, whether it be an insurance policy, anything. Put it somewhere. Get a financial advisor. Learn about finances, because that's truly freedom. It is truly freedom. But I would say focus, educate yourself, learn a little bit about everything. That was my goal coming up. My parents always taught me that. Learn a little bit about everything so you know enough to hold a conversation with someone, but you never know enough to make them feel dumb. So you want to learn, you want to educate yourself a little bit about everything, and just be yourself. Don't try to put on a facade for anybody. It's not going to work. People are going to see through it. Okay. I'm just going to let you know you will fail. Don't put on a facade. Be yourself. If you don't know, you don't know, and say you don't know, but don't be ashamed of it, because that's how you learn. And these are just some of the simple principles. That's how I've gotten to where I am, just kind of buckling down and focusing and trusting the process. And you got to earn it. You got to earn it. You got to respect it. And those are my little gems.
Well, that's some wonderful gems. I appreciate that. And also, I'm going to put out an offer there. I would like to do a show on leasing, and I know you are quite an expert on leasing, so hopefully you'll come back. It takes a long time to get you to sit down. You're always behind the camera, but
shame on that.
I would love to have you back, and I want to thank you all for listening. You have been listening to Access Wealth Nation with Dr. Jana B. Woodhouse on the Soul City Broadcasting Network and on WHCR 90.3 FM. I thank you all for listening. Be at peace, be safe. And thank you, Ms. Jasmine Phifer, for being a guest on my show.
Thank you for having me. It was an absolute pleasure, Jana.
Thank you. And you all be safe.
Yes. Bye.
She was told that she couldn't play with the boys. She was told that they were too big, too rough, too strong. She was told to give up her dreams and move on. She was told to just be pretty, be quiet, be a lady. She was told that women had to stay on their side of the court, stay in your lane. Playing and competing with men was insane. She was told that men and women would never be equal. Dreaming like that would only be lethal to your mind, to your soul. She never listened. She knew that their thinking was old. She is magic. She is the definition of spirit. She is what champions are made of. She is now.